Like, I wasn't even thinking about, oh, I'm going to defense. I don't know, I did go Yankee. I did go Yankee and that is it. No, when I came here, in fact, I wasn't even thinking about culture or anything. I just believed that, okay, I'm here. The first time I want to have my hair cut, they gave me one shop on Bisonet. When I got there, the guy said he's going to charge me $15. Like, Jesus Christ, $15 to buy me got there. I went back home. So the guy was saying, he said, no, $15, go to West Bedford. So I'm Chinese guy.
You know how you are in Nigeria, you are changing money in your head. I mean, you are here, you are changing everything to Naira. When they want to make their hair, they're like, oh, I can't pay more than $30. You know how much they are doing it in Nigeria? I said, hello, I'm not spending Naira. This is what I'm using.
The people you met will tell you, for now, you need a car that can take you from point A to point B.
It's not a luxury. I thought you will be surprised that when I came in, I did not even bring one African food. I'm serious because I was like, no.
The gist of what is about soccer. When you played yesterday, I was looking for somebody to transfer. Arsenal lost one every day. But there was no ball there. I was like, did you watch this? And they were
like, huh? Really?
Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth edition of Every Kaleidoscope, and I'm your host, Juby Scanny, and I also have my co-hosts here, Henry and Jimmy T.
Hello.
And we also have a guest, Mr. Saini. How are you today, sir? All right, as you can all see, we are all dressed up for the American celebration, and it's the 249 independence, I think.
Yeah. 77, 60. Yeah.
Yeah, on this edition of the Eric Kaleidoscope, we're going to be reflecting our journey into the United States as an immigrant. I know everybody has a story to tell, and we're going to be sharing our different stories migrating from our country and coming to the United States of America. Personally, I feel like it's been a wonderful experience for me, and it's been a wonderful how would I say, cultural shock and all of. But I really want us to talk about it. What's your first what was your first July is, Mr. Sende? Do you want to give us a elaborate?
Nice one. I think I've been around for a while. My first 4th of July, and that if I have to remember clearly now, I think the significant thing was somebody came to my house and picked me up and wished you for help, something she did like, and that was something I've never seen in my life. When they had a live band, everybody was around, the diversity, I saw Indians, I saw Nigerians, I saw all the natives,
Wow.
and we're all having fun. And I still remember that park in Sugar, and when it was a bit dark, I said, shooting the
The lights, right? Wow. That's one of the things I really love to watch. Kids really love watching it on July 4th. Henry, do you want to share your experience as well?
Yeah, I think for me, my first 4th of July, I traveled to San Antonio with my family. We just moved down to Houston, and everything was a little bit strange. Then we just had to drive around with the kids and with my son. I think I have David again. We drove around. I didn't really put too much attention to it because later, like, it's a big deal,
Right.
Where we come
It's
from.
a big deal.
Where we come from is just, oh, happy Independence Day.
Another bit is
But later I realized in the evening, fireworks everywhere, going on the American Independence Day. Oh gosh, I have to plan for the next one.
I think I just have one time how much money is spent on fireworks.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. Talk about. We're going to really talk about
That's one.
we ran like we don't start spending money on that.
Money gone.
It's not cheap. But the day I said that, let me just buy some fireworks and ended up pushing the trolley.
Um,
I spent over $200. That's fireworks. It's a lot of money.
Like if you bought it, then you're like, look, where's the money?
Money gone.
Ruby, do you want to share your experience like your first July 4th?
Yes, I mean, when my first July first I thought was, I mean, it was beautiful, I would say, but at first I was like, what are they doing? Like, from where we're coming from, it's a culture shock actually. Because from where we come, everybody just wish everybody for me, happy Independence Day. But this one, we were celebrating doing barbecues because the person I was staying with at the time, it was a big thing, like party everywhere. I was shocked. I'm like, just for Independence Day. Oh my God. But I mean, it makes me want to be part of this country. It's a proud moment. I'm like, okay, kind of this. Yeah, I mean, that's one of my culture shock.
Right. So, moving on. So, one of the things I also see as being an immigrant here in the United States is the way, the culture, the food, the music. What are the things that you all experience? I mean, what was the thing that you're like till now, even being here for a while, I don't think I'm gonna eat mac and cheese.
Really?
So these are the culture. I mean, these are some of the things I'm still trying to get myself into. Do you get being here in the United States and celebrating Independence Day? Do you also feel involved, like the national anthem, like the pledge?
So before you go too far, what's the communication with mac and cheese?
I don't know.
Yeah,
My jollof rice. I mean, my kids, they love it, but me, I mean, maybe I'm just still trying to get. This is part of it. I'm still
You
trying to
mean
get myself.
how many years are you telling? How many years are you?
But changes.
Let me okay. So like what I want us to also discuss is so when you came here, do you feel accepted? Do you feel like you're part, of the country where everybody knows America is the land of for all, and everybody has really, enjoyed this country. And how do you feel,
Wow, I love that question. I feel included 100% yes. So I think one of the fear I had if I came into the country centered upon that's your question because I felt like if you're going to a different country, another culture, and I felt okay, what happened? Not too sure. When I got to the country and I realized that okay, this is I realized this is why they call it the land of opportunities. It's the kind of immigrants, I saw different diversity. I could see Hispanics that were around that could barely speak the English. Me, I wasn't, at least I'm an English speaker.
Right.
From
right?
Hispanics were around everywhere. They don't speak English. And I didn't know that they have their community. I met Indians, I met different cultures. So I felt okay. And the Nigerian community too was huge then. And it's the right place to be.
Wow. Very sure.
So for me, it's like a dream come true. I'm coming in. I mean, like, I wasn't even thinking about, I'm going to different. I don't know, I did go Yankee. I did go Yankee, and that is it. No, when I came here, in fact, I wasn't even thinking about culture or anything. I just believed that, okay, I'm here. I want to live here. I want to be successful here.
Yeah.
How I'm going to do it, I don't know. But at least I don't do it. So, I mean, like, but like he said, every day of your life, you see different things that you've been wondering, like, I don't even know. But most of the things that you see are movies now, you see in movies, then you start to see the reality of the nation. And like, thank God for this country. I'm here now.
Yeah, I would say when I came in, I think there was a culture shock for me, simply because I thought I would be able to eat everything. Like, yes, I thought I was. my own was about food because of how I came in. So I thought you will be surprised that when I came in, I did not even bring one African food. I'm serious because I was like, no, if whatever they are eating, I think I can eat anything. I'm fine. I was like, I'm like, oh, they're giving me broccoli. I'm like,
The guy we stay with in Brussels took us to this restaurant. I forgot the name again. One big restaurant like that, and the other food. I was just eating everything. The wife was like, you don't leave here before. I mean, what is food is food.
So I do it for 1 year. I had fears for food.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm that kind of guy that get attraction to food based on sight. If I see any, even if I don't even eat all, I look at food. Yes, Nigerian food I don't eat. Because it doesn't look appealing. That's right. It doesn't look appealing to me. So when I got here, it wasn't about food. At least anybody will fall in love with burger, fries, and more pizza and those things. So
Well, me, it's some pizza. No, don't let me say I think that because we eat pizza.
yeah.
But the way it is made in where we come from is
Yeah.
different from how it is. Yes, so it's different. So I took a minute to. That's what I took a minute because I'm like.
So I fell in love with Caesar, Julio.
oh, me to see them.
Just Caesar, because it's right across my apartment. Every time I need, I think it's $6. Another time $5. I'll just go get one
My own
pack.
my own was puppies. Very nice. I said, if I'm walking in front of puppies now, I get that extension.
That's what pizza and that milk does to me now.
What do you think about, how they present that turkey, the Thanksgiving turkey, right? How you see from city before you come to America and you're like, I think I love that pizza. I mean, that turkey, I would love to eat. Like, oh, God.
Right. So I also want us to talk about your cultural identity. Do you think that you lost that, or you still have that, being a cultural person in this country? So, like some people come here, the way they raise their kids is strictly based off of United States government, or you're still imputing the cultural identity from where you're from. So for me, like I still I speak in my native language kids so they can understand some basic things. While some people they don't have that. So do you still feel that the cultural identity is still there for you?
Okay, so this is what I'll say. America is, we call it the land of changes, the land of diversity, land of immigrants. Have you, I don't even have to ask you that question. We all know that this America is multicultural. You have the Nigerian community in America. You have the Indian community. You have the Hispanic sons. You have the blacks. And you should know that we don't eat the same food.
Right.
Even the blacks don't eat the Irish American or
Yes.
they don't eat the same food. Everybody has their cultural affiliations. So for me, it was so easy to assimilate it. I can get settled. I could easily drive the next 5 miles and see American stuff.
Yeah.
Here in America.
Basically hearing because not everywhere you
Yes, that's
You're
not
right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can say that I can drive like in 20 minutes I'm gonna see one African store.
Yeah.
But there's some places here that they don't have it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted us to know, like, do you feel that do you still feel you still have your cultural identity?
Yeah, so for me, when I came, I didn't even, like I said, right, I wasn't really concerned about all those things. Because I just want to
mingle.
I just want to move out, come here, and so when I was coming here, I have a brother in the UK, and the first thing he told me was, Henry, you have to integrate yourself in the system. That is
Yes.
how you can get all the benefits of the country. you are no more in your native land. You are in a different world now. And the best way for you to move on quickly is to integrate yourself. So when I came, that mindset was already there for me. And it affected me because by that time I was just forgetting everything about where I come from. And I beg now here. But as time goes on, you have to set again, like okay. I have to set again, like okay. I don't integrate myself richly.
Reach certain point.
But that integration really helped. I believe it helped me a lot. Settling down here. Because with that, you're able to get more information,
Yes.
see how people, even at work. Because
Yes.
if you go to work and you don't know how to relate with people, it's a big problem.
It's huge.
Right. Because most of the things that actually affected us working here, you know how you have respect for older people. Then you're at work, then maybe your boss is talking. Because I remember when I was yesterday, my boss is talking and I'm like, they're like, oh no, when you're talking to her, she doesn't look at you. I'm like, I can't look at you. Cultural thing.
Yeah.
So as for us, we're like, no. There's some places when you're talking to them, they don't look at you. But here, you have to look at me.
You have to
Look
look
at
at
I'm talking from you. I'm like, so a lot of things, a lot of shots like, okay, we say elevator, and when we say lift, they call it elevator. All the things were different. We say the trunk, they say the boot, closet, another. You know what's your country? They're not famous like oh my goodness. It's a really lovely experience, even though you have to put yourself in and you have to also try to
You have to just log in, then take yourself out. When to put yourself in and when to take yourself out. That's you have to balance it. I think that's the one major thing.
Yeah.
I think my whole shop is my thoughts. Sorry. When everybody was talking, I remember my thoughts. But anyway, I think
So one more thing I think I mentioned. You see that street America. Everybody will teach you.
yes.
All of us met there for our jobs, or maybe our first jobs. I remember going to work then, and me, I used to watch soccer. I was a footballer. When we're Americans, I back from home, we had soccer dates, and when you get to work the next day, the gist what I is about soccer. When you play yesterday, I was looking for somebody. Arsenal just won every day. But there was nobody, and I was like, did you watch this? And they was
Like, huh? Really?
no, that one was football and NFL. Oh my god. And I can remember in my apartment then, they were playing Champions League final. You know the way it used to be back in Nigeria. Champions League.
everybody.
It's like a carnival day. Everyone was coming. I don't know so what you can't see. How can I like? So
Yeah, and I also remember.
And then you're watching in the afternoon.
It's really the night. Everybody's doing
in fact, you're watching your English premiership in the morning, study about when. So when you're watching the 8 o'clock, you're watching your premiership.
The good thing that you're even able to watch, because I remember that time my husband could not even watch anything.
Yeah.
You know what? We gotta go to watch it.
That's a lot to.
We gotta go to watch.
So what are your expectations versus the reality of coming here? So I know a lot of us, a lot of people, most immigrants, they familiarize themselves with Nigeria, with the United States through the movies.
Yes.
So most people know about America through movies. Oh yeah, I know this place in the movie. This in the movie. Then you came here. Essentially, like it feels like the now I'm in the movie. The reality and the expectations. Yeah. Is it the same for you? Is that something?
So if I have to put the expectation on the left and reality on the right, so I think they've matched, So I wasn't expecting. Okay. Let me just tell you a little about myself. So before coming to years, I've been to other countries, not to work for organizations. I've been to the UK a couple of times. And so before coming to US, I made up my mind. I was so expectant, you know, what will happen. You know. And I remember I spoke to somebody. Anyway, Henry was around. It's good for you to have a brother. That is just, it's one of the things that people have to go to know. Have a good support system.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Your landing will be a problem. So my mind was at rest, at least he was on ground. So I was settled to think. Then I spoke to somebody and this guy said, okay, he said he moved from US. Okay, he has a friend that moved from US to from SA to US, from Nigeria to SA to US. I think I said that what he was chasing in Nigeria for 10 years, it took him about 5, 6 years to go to SA. But when he got to US, he got it in less than 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm like, why? That must be the land of opportunities.
Right.
That's what I can say. America makes your dreams come true.
Exactly.
So let's not tell her that. Let's not lie.
Exactly. I'm very sure lots of immigrants that are here right now, they're going to say the same thing because this is a land of opportunities and everyone they've really had a time when America really come true for them. And your reality versus your expectations, is it the same thing?
Yeah. So my expectation was really peace. Like, so my mind, after 3 months, I must start boiling. I'm going to start boiling after 3 months. But then, you know now, go to work because you have to work.
Okay.
And the work is not the type of work that I'm used to. I mean, I'm used to sometimes working with someone beside me, just gisting. But here you have to really work.
You have to really work.
And that money. And I remember, so I have a friend that one day I was going to work. I missed my boss, and it was cold, very cold. During that, I was shaking like, Jesus Christ, this could not kill me. So I just text me, I'm like, needs help, we can raise it like $300. I'm like, not that. I just blocked things. With not, I unblocked the guy. I unblocked the guy like 2 years ago. Because I was like, I'm not going to do that about that ago. So that was, I'm telling you about my expectation and the reality. But just like they said, if you keep thinking of tomorrow, then you know you're definitely going to get there. That's what America will do for you. And everything I'm talking about, under 7 months, changed. Everything changed. Like, I was able to do many, like you said, things that kind
That
of
took years.
Yeah, that took years. I was able to do. I remember buying my first car. I bought my first car in under 3 months. Yeah, I'm like, I don't own car now. I'm like, wow, this is really good. But then I'll talk about the work.
Yes.
I have to put it.
Because I was going to say, because in this country, one of the things that you have to do is to work. You all know you have and it's not just working. This is like a back to back.
Yes, it's
Back to back. The husband is coming in, the wife is stepping out.
I'm talking about dropping your 4 months old baby
to go work.
with a stranger that you don't even know. Like just say, there's a daycare like 7 miles away from you. You have to go drop your 4 months old baby to go to work so that when your wife is coming back from work, she can go pick the baby,
And one of the things, the daycare doesn't come cheap.
No.
Yeah.
They come cheap.
I remember one time someone told me, the money you people are spending on daycare, let your wife just stay at home and not work. I'm like, no, if you pay 200 out of the 300, you don't feel get that 100 for free.
These are some of the things that as immigrants that came as cultural shock for us.
Yeah.
Way back, okay, now that we are here, then you come back home and somebody's like, oh yeah, we have a 4-day holiday. You're like, what? 4 days? How? What? So those are the things that, and yeah, you're consistently working
Even
back
on
to
hot
back,
days.
24 hours.
Even though your holiday you won't work now. One of the hours.
Yeah.
Both of them.
So these are some of the cultural shocks that we all experience here.
Mhm.
And we know that with focus, you can get there like you said.
So I'm going to ask anyone question. So when you get for all of us, when we get here, the people you we met will tell you for now you need a car. I can take you from point A to point B.
It's not a luxury. It's not a luxury.
I want to ask you that question. How was it like getting from point A to point B?
Because for you to make, but for you to even feed yourself, you need a car to help you.
Depends on the state you're in.
Well, that's another thing too.
Okay.
Depends on the states.
Yes.
There's some other states that
Yeah.
they have other transportation.
Yeah. I can hear the North.
But here, and you need the transport.
Not to check first.
Here, you need transportation system, but in some other country, I mean,
Not the state.
states, there's transportation.
I
Like,
think it's that car they call ATL, you see.
talking about the weather.
For me, I think my own reality was expectation. I mean, reality was expectation. I think for me, I was telling myself, I was like, they said it's cold over there. I'm like, how cold can it be? Maybe they are all wearing sweater. I did not know that my friend was going to be frosted. And it's going to be pinching me and hurting me. Like, you know how you have to go and line up on the food pantry line to get some food pantry? I'm like, oh God. And you are putting all the jackets on and it's still not eating it. I'm like, oh God, what's going on here? Is this how I'm going to die?
There was one day I was in the cold. I think I went to get some food stuff, and I didn't wear gloves to freeze. No, I think I had gloves on, but I think it's not the right gloves. And I was looking at the traffic lights, like probably like just like let me say 700 feet away, and I'm like, God, just get me this traffic. The cold was crazy. These are the things that, and you get back to your country and you're back, and they were like, welcome, you know. But I had the stuff in my hand, and I said, God, if you know you want me to be in this country, something has to happen to me. Like, let there be a boss that will stop for me. And then I was looking at the not walk.
Wow.
Because it was freezing. So these are some of the things that we didn't expect.
Yeah.
Yes, when we're coming here, everybody like, oh wow, she's going to America, she's doing this, she's doing. But even you don't know what to do, prepare for you, especially the weather. I don't like cold. That's one of the reasons why I moved here. Because I don't like cold. In the cold time, I don't do good. Oh, she knows. I'm not good with cold, but all in all, we've had different, experiences being immigrants here, and we've learned a lot. And we've integrated ourselves into the system, and we've been, So, Jumake, what other things do you really would you like to share as well?
Well, I mean, I think another thing I've shared about food, like my reality and expectation with food, like what I was. So, I mean, then the other thing is about money. Because you know how you are in Nigeria, you are changing money in your head. I mean, you are here, you are changing everything to naira.
When people got here, right?
What am I like? Ah, what they are selling this to for this? Too much. Somebody told me something. Said the moment you are still doing that, I don't think you're gonna grow.
Right.
You're not gonna grow by anything. You need to move away from that mentality. You need to just this is where you are, and this is what they spend, and you have to just spend the way it is. That's how you can move forward.
Even you will adopt that lifestyle naturally to come to once you start earning in dollars, you have to spend in dollars, you forget about your words. No.
Yeah. You know, when I first came in here, I was making hair for people, right? So
Were you doing that before?
no, I learned that before I came. So
Science skill.
That's the information we gave
it's the information somebody gave me.
Yeah.
And like, what, before you come, you better go out to so that at least you can use that at the side also, which did help. When they want to make their hair, they were like, oh, I can't pay more than $30. You know how much they are doing it in Nigeria? I said, hello, I'm not spending naira. This is what I'm using as a living. So if you want to do, if you're not doing it, but keep it moving. So, fine. And for me too, I cannot even use that money to go back.
But that's what you say. So the first time I want to have my hair cut, they gave me one shop on Bisonet. When I got there, the guy said he's going to charge me $15. I'm like, Jesus Christ, $15 to buy me got there. I went back home. So the guy was saying, he said, no, $15. Why would we go to West Bedford for Chinese hair?
$5.
$5. Bro,
What you tell number $2? What you number $2, number $3?
when I get there, I'm not expect to be done. I want to happen. You don't think number two, three. But the first time, you thought that I'm not let me leave. I said number three. But you don't even see. It's perfect that move my hand. The main thing when I go to work, everybody know they say, oh, what? So that was the last time I was like, this number, this complete and quality. Live doing $15. And I went, the day I went to buy for $15, I was so impressed because
You can see the
the only difference is the guy cut my hair for almost 1 hour because he was sweating, he was talking. And I'm like, all this to make like they go there. But use like almost four different clippers. Four different clippers, like edge my hair. I'm like, one is good though.
But something I have to tell you, I learned this compared taught me I learned how to top up my AC gas. Oh my God.
DIY. This is the country.
Because the alternative to do that is like spending $100. You go to Walmart. I had that hose. I bought it on I learned how to paint. The only thing I was not learning, in fact, there was a time I learned how to service my car. I wasn't sure if I was using. I learned a lot. So if my AC is just low, I'll go to Walmart, buy the gas, do the use, do it myself.
Well,
While you're home.
well, back home, lots of people do this way. Even when you have some of the dignitaries coming from back home and they come into this country, you see them doing their stuff themselves. But nobody's seeing anybody. Nobody's even going to help you to do anything.
No.
And that's why when we go back home and you're like, oh, let me do it myself. They say, no. They only give you that princely,
I myself every game.
and they love every day. Anyway, it's been a very, very wonderful episode on the every kaleidoscope and immigrants. I love the fact that we are all thriving and we are all here. So thanks for joining on the show, and it's been a wonderful time with Every Kaleidoscope. Thank you, Mr. Shenide, for also joining us today. Do you have any words for all the fans out there?
Independence Day. Let's keep doing what we're doing. I know you guys, I understand you guys, and I love you guys because I know you guys don't have any other thing to do other than hard work. Keep doing it, work, stay focused, and stay out of panic. There are a lot of temptations out there. It's not the end of it, but it's not the end. You get there, they call it a land. I've said that so many times. I remember back before I came here, someone said, oh, America, land of opportunities. If you keep doing what you're doing, you realize you're achieving things. You don't have to do frauds, nothing like keeper, lights, every evil out there, except you're trying to run faster than you should. When you get there, it's already it's a investment.
Right. I totally agree with that. Let's keep staying positive, Junitu.
Yeah, I would just wanted to say that hard work pays. There's never, if you are jumping the gun, there's always a roadblock at the end of it if you jump the gun. So when you give it the hard work, it does pay. It might take long, but it will surely pay. So I'll just say keep up the hard work and keep doing what you do best. Stay out of trouble, stay out of drug, stay out of fraud or whatever the case may be. Just keep it up, keep your head up.
Harry.
Yeah, same thing. Hard work. Then on top of your hard work, please seek information. It's very important. America and information go hand in hand. You can be hard working without information, just being in circle.
Yes.
So go out there, work hard, seek information. Don't hide things from yourself. Don't hide things from people. Whatever you have, share with your people. And then just one advice to change everything for you.
Right.
That's what I can do. And don't do scam. I'll say that all the time. Don't get too fast like Sandy said. The journey is slow and steady. And you get there. America is big, blessed country. Thank God.
All right.
Thank God for America. God bless America.
Thank you so much, everyone. Do have a wonderful day and a wrap. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Eureka's Disco.
As sure as your thumbs up.
Yes, and click on the like button. Yeah, so
Good.
have a wonderful time.
Yep.
Peace.
Yep. Thanks.
Peace out.
Wow.
Thank you.